Now, in terms of the style of the film, as I was leading up to it, I watched a lot of Antonioni's Blow Up. I watched a lot of Tarkovsky's film The Mirror. I also watched Performance several times for style cues on how to decorate Martin and Lisi's apartment. I wanted a film that had an obvious style to it, that exuded from the lighting, the cinematography. Another film was Veronica Voss by Fassbinder. Not, of course, Fassbinder's Donald Duck, which doesn't exist, right? Just a joke of my father's, actually. But in Veronica Voss, you just have this bleached white cinematography that it almost seems to express the emotional state of the central character. So I wanted to use all these elements in the set and the lighting to express how the characters were feeling. And also it's all about their relationships and how they're really isolated from one another. All those characters, Lisi and her desire to go to Burma, Martin and his paranoia over Zhirinovsky, Jan and his love for the singer, and even Loinstra and his crazy ideas. They're all isolated from, they're all lost in their own ideas and their own passions and sort of unable to reach out to other people. And so that's why there's an absence of close-ups in the movie. I mean, I know that some of the actors were a bit disappointed by that. They're all certainly actors worthy of the best close-ups, but I wanted to stick to my guns and create something that had this visual style to it. Yet it also, it had this element to it, a more artistic, stylish element, very mesmerizing scenes, I believe, like the candle scene, for example, or the Crystal Palace scene. It also had to be an action movie. I didn't want to bore the audience to tears and just show these, long pans and things like that. And so you could never veer too far away from the action. So there was always these very tight action scenes. There's always a sense of despair, of impending doom, and that was helped very much by Chrissy Van Dyke's soundtrack. You see, Chrissy, who was the singer in the film and did a wonderful job, also wrote the soundtrack, and she came up with an amazing. I didn't have to ask her to change anything. She wrote 4 central pieces, and each one they repeat through the movie like a mantra, and this sort of helps bring all the disparate elements together, because the movie's always kind of threatening to go off course into these different directions, yet it's always brought back. It's kind of sewn together again. And part of this whole sewing together again process is in the repeating musical motifs. So thanks, Chrissy, you did a great job.